Okay, so folks, it's long. Hopefully you're tuning in. I've just spent the last portion of the time just talking by myself because the mic was switched off. Did that earlier today, so apologies. So we are at the Harmony German Club in Narrabundah in the ACT, the only venue that we have these lovely all-star tables to play the ACT Blackball Championships, and it's the seniors final here between Sithu Lewin and Mick Norton, and it's a race to 6. Mick's already in the open final versus Kenny Nicol. That final is happening after this match. Earlier today, the ladies, Anne Moy beats Cindy Blackmore 5-3 to claim the ACT Ladies state title in Blackball pool, and in the Masters, Phil Morton got up 7-6 against Ian Mongrel Will to claim the Masters title there. So Sithu's looking fairly good on yellows. Just has to run the one over the top left corner pocket and come back for the other two towards the middle, I'd say. Yep. So middle right, just probably top it through. Nice angle. Probably go middle left for the black. So well done, Sithu gets the first frame on the board in a race to 6. And Mick and Sithu are wearing the Avengers shirts. They are teammates in the local ACT 8-ball weekly competition in Division 1. The Avengers is an old team name for them, and the Hurricanes, but that jersey that they've got looks pretty awesome. Technically I probably would have kept that same shirt and jersey for the team, but I guess it's similar with my team. We had an awesome team shirt, the Guns, and this season we are broken up, so not playing anymore. Our players have scattered to the four corners, which is a little bit unfortunate. Sithu with a massive break, but nothing going down. So, I thought nothing went down, but obviously one ball must have. So people must be having dinner or something. Not many people tuning in at this stage. But it's alright, like I said, part of putting the live stream on is for people to watch it back on replay, which we always seem to have interest, particularly from the Europeans. They tune into a lot of the streams that we put up here in Australia on replay, just I guess gauge and assess the level of talent and quality of players that we've got. So one good shot, and Sithu pretty much in control of the frame. Not sure that ball landed awkwardly, but he still didn't go for that top right hand corner pocket. I guess I don't think he'll be looking at the plan at this stage. So yeah, just let me know how the commentary's going. You said, the sound's coming across good, the picture's coming across good. Just for your information, if you are stuck on a lower resolution, just flick the settings and change it to HD, because the stream is in HD, but for some reason our YouTube channel seems to default the settings down to a low resolution. We haven't been able to fix that at this stage. Probably look a bit closer at a later point. So Mix has covered the pocket, made it a little bit more awkward for Sithu to get the out here. A little bit of work to do. Mix balls are fairly out, so any mistake here could potentially be costly. And Sithu's just missed that one to the middle, so it just depends where Mick wants to go out here. All the balls available. Funnily enough, Mick and Sithu did play off in the Opens final last year. Mick got up on that occasion. I think it was 9-4, 9-5 or something like that. Much shorter race this time around. Oh, Mick's just made that slightly awkward. I think he's snooking himself in the process as well. So Mick went from an advantageous position to just playing slightly loose there, giving table advantage now back to Sithu. Yeah, nice use of the free hit, and that's one of the things I love about blackball, is this free hit rule. Particularly like if opponent covers up a ball to the corner pocket, you can use the free hit to clear it, give yourself control back off the table. It's a much more attacking version of the game, despite what people say about it. In fact, it's very good to see it take off here in Australia. It's still getting off the ground, I think, because we still got, at the moment, Brisbane has a regular league and is very, very much advanced. ACT here, it's got a league, got a state championships. We also pretty much have the state set up, organised, and Western Australia, I think, is coming on board. And it's just a matter of just getting it played regularly in other states and territories. And I think today, Bar 8 ran a competition. So, very excited to see how the competition goes. I've been here all day, so I haven't really spoken with Georgia in terms of what the turnout was and who won, those kinds of things. But I'll probably post up later on just to get it promoted. Look, and at the end of the day, like I said earlier in the telecast, whether a lot of people play it or whether a few people play it just doesn't matter, just as long as the game, yes, as long as the game gets played, that's all that counts. As I often tell people, how Blackball Pool took off in the ACT is, I called for nominations for Singles League back in 2016. The only person that answered was John Murphy. And so how Blackball became big in the ACT was because me and John Murphy persisted with playing a series of singles matches called the Long John Cup. And while we were playing, a lot of players came across us and go, "What rules are you guys playing?" And they just want to try out new rules. And then from there grew the ACT Blackball Premier League, which just recently concluded with Jason Tanaskovich and Brett Noble winning that particular competition. And season 2 will start in July with 42 players. So you've gone from just 2 players to 42 in hopefully each year it will grow in leaps and bounds. And it's also an encouraging sign that, particularly in the ACT, a lot of the ACT 8-ball state players have also started to play it, so it's a fairly good comp. Back to the match at hand. Mick's in good control of the table again, but once again played a little bit loosely, getting himself into a bit of trouble again. I'm just going to slowly set the red behind the yellow just to make it a little bit awkward for Sifu here. So yeah, if you're tuning in, just let me know where you're tuning in from. Am I coming across loud and clear? Are you guys, anyone tuning in from interstate? Because happy to give a bit of a shout out to people. So just wanted to spend a few minutes talking about the upcoming World Championships for Blackball Pool that's been played in England, Bridlington. We got 3 ACT ladies going down to it. The ladies team is going to be fairly competitive, so people who are going to the World Championships and are picked for the ladies team, you know, Vanessa Nelson, Ashley Smith, definitely not household names, but I can tell you that they are fairly high quality players. I think Ashley plays here, particularly in 8-ball threes competition, wins 80% of her frames, 80% of her frames, playing against you know, male talent here. And that's a fairly good percentage for a ladies player, and she also qualified into the last 16 of the open draw in a very competitive field. Vanessa Nelson did the same. And ACT Blackball also played fairly well this particular weekend, and it was no surprise that the ACT ladies finished runner-up in the inaugural Blackball Nationals. So on top of them, there'll be 3 other ladies going. So if you're sitting out there going, well, who are these people going? One of the things I can say is that the Australian team this time around, particularly ladies and hopefully opens, seniors, and most of the teams that we go are definitely on to improve, and each year try and send more quality players to play in the international events. So don't lose hope, folks. If you got an invitation from Australian Blackball to represent Australia, I'd say consider it seriously in taking up that invitation. So Sifu's just looking very hard at on the yellow next to the black and getting how to get back on an angle for it from these 3 balls. Lost slightly a bit of link, I'd say. So he's left himself in a very difficult fine cut. Even if he pots this, it's very hard to get ball position back on the other yellow ball. I'm just doing a bit of administration things as well. So trying to multitask a range of things as we go. Mick's not too happy because I think he's dead straight on onto that right rail. Oh, and he's jawed it. He was playing well earlier. Just starting to play a little bit loosely. Maybe he's just getting too excited about playing the opens. So Brent Jack is going to come back and join me in the commentary booth, which is good. It's always hard talking to yourself most of the time. At the best of times, particularly when you're like me, I'm trying to multitask. So welcome back, Brenton. I said to the guys, I hope they don't mind, because I probably hear our chatter. There's hardly anyone here. Alright, so joining back is Brenton.
Hello.
G'day, mate.
So I see that Situ's 2-0 up. It's a very big shot. Just unlucky that he was left.
What? Yeah. Alright.
So long as you're stepping out for a minute, so I'll be commentating. Have we got any comments or anything? No, we're still on the last match. I don't know why we're watching that one. Oh, we're still not watching that one either. So as long as you're just getting up the stream for everyone to make sure that everyone can hear and that sort of stuff. So Situ's left with a bit of a unlucky shot here. I don't think he really wanted to pot his last yellow that he had. He's landed a little bit up than what he wanted to. It is it's a bit deceptive looking just through the camera and that, but this is cuttable. Yeah, that's a good shot. That's a great shot. He'll just do a little stun back off the rail now, just a little stun back, and put the black. Oh, is he? Ooh. Mick's been floating with them bloody pockets, the in-offs most of the day. Since most of the games that I've been watching, he's been going really close to in-off a lot of the time. So that's 2-1 back to 2-1 still to Situ. So just putting this out there, I don't think Long gets thanked enough for all the stuff that he actually does for ACTQ Sports. So just a shout out to Long for all the stuff that he's done this weekend with setting up the Blackball State Champions. I don't think he gets recognised enough for all the stuff that he does, like with ACT Blackball. Him running the 9-ball comps, running the 8-ball 3s on a Tuesday night. So just a shout out to Long for setting this all up this weekend and coming in on his weekends off when he could be at home, seeing friends and that, to come here and run this championships for us, which is a good thing that he does for Q Sports in Canberra. So Long will be joining me back in a moment. Situ has done a very, very nice break there. I'd say yellow. Definitely yellows. Yellows are the colours you want to be on right now. He just doesn't have a starter ball, which is... Ooh, he's looking at this 3-ball cannon. Ooh, this is going to be fun. This is going to be... It's a very tough shot because you could go wrong, because if you don't hit it right and you miss that yellow, Mick has a chance to come in and just run this table. Oh, that's a big shot. That's a big shot there by Situ. That's a great shot. So as you can see, he's promoted the dead yellow on the table as well, which is good. If Long's just about to rejoin me, if it's a bit muffled and that, just put in the comments that if it's a bit muffled and stuff. Apparently we've had a few technical issues today with people not being able to hear properly, and the voice and the stuff being like muffled and that sort of stuff when we're talking. So if it is a bit muffled, then just put it in live, just put it in the comments, just so then we can fix around with a bit of the audio and that sort of stuff.
Gail Grimbaker from Queensland, who was captain of the Australian ladies team at the Nations Cup, just gone, said the sounds pretty good. So, awesome,
so that's always a good thing then, that everybody can hear us and hear what we're talking about.
Well, hopefully you're enjoying the telecast, Gail.
So back, Situ's got a pretty good out here. I wasn't sure what was with Mick's last shot, where he pushed the red up there. He wasn't even, I don't think he was even aiming for the pot by the looks of it. But so I wasn't sure what was Mick's last pot, but
To tell you the truth, I'm a very good observer. To tell you the truth, he doesn't seem too excited about this match. He's not as focused as the last one when he was playing against Mongrel.
Yeah, he was. Oh, he's landed very nice on that, and he'll just do probably a little bit of a bottom right stun just to land on that next yellow, just to cut that in. Then it's all free pickings from here. So.
Is that Kenny just logged in?
I believe that is Kenny, but I'm not going to touch any of his stereo equipment because I don't want to break it. So I'll leave that for Kenny for when he returns.
Same, because I'm not that technically advanced either.
I'm technically advanced, but I don't want to touch it because I don't want to break it. So Kenny, I'm not going to touch any of your stereo equipment because I don't want to break it.
You can see I still run a tournament on paper score sheets and stuff. Everyone's giving me crap about it. I'm going, well, I'm not that great in spreadsheets.
We know Long's not up with the day and age of technical mobile devices, but there's people out there that aren't up to that. I can say so. I know people that are my age that don't even know how to use a computer properly. So
yeah, if you're tuning in this match live on replay, I definitely do need help with the electronic side of running a tournament at the next Nationals at Bar 8, because I definitely won't get away with running the Australian Blackball Nationals with just sheets of paper, I don't think. So I definitely do need pool stat or some spreadsheet to control those kinds of things, because I won't get away with it at a national level. Might get away with it at the ACT, but not there.
So, Matt Harmon, if you're listening or watching, Long may need some help with learning how to use pool stat properly. So if you're out there and you feel like giving Mr. Longdang a hand with a bit of pool stat, I'm sure it'd be greatly appreciated. So this is a pretty easy out now for Situ. He'll just push this one next to the black in the bottom pocket with probably a little bit of bottom left stun, just to screw over a little bit. Yeah. Ooh. He was playing. I've noticed in that shot that he was playing more for the position. I've seen this a fair few times today, and you probably have as well, Ron, that a lot of the players are actually playing. They're playing a lot for position and not worrying about the pot.
Yeah.
So it's leaving them with a. So it's. I've noticed today, like especially in the game between Edmund Chen and Kenny Nickel.
Kenny,
yeah, I've noticed that a fair few times. A few of their shots, they're playing for the positions and not the actual pot. So it's a bit of a different thing that I don't normally see with these elite players that are actually where they're actually having these little mishaps. I know it's pool and everybody has their off days and stuff like that, but like it's just a bit different seeing the elite players stuff up to like somebody of like an intermediate player and stuff like that. It's a bit different seeing the elite players. It goes to show that they are actually human.
Yeah.
So.
Also, to be fair to them as well, though, and I did have a lot of feedback about this particular weekend. It was a 3-day event, and I did put the players through a lot of frames. A lot of people were saying they played like mega frames.
We did play a lot of frames yesterday. As soon as I got home last night, I did pretty much almost fall asleep as soon as my head hit the pillow. So I can vouch I was really tired after playing 24 games of pool and was here for 7 hours yesterday. So I can honestly vouch I was pretty tired. I can say that a lot of the other players that were playing here yesterday in my group, and even some of the elite players I was talking to, they were even saying that there was a lot of frames of pool played yesterday. So it just goes to show even the elite players out there are human.
Mm. I guess one of the reasons why I decided to pick a longer format and I guess put some players through the grind is at Nationals, it's probably going to be an exhausting day, and also at the World Championships and Nations Cup, you do have like long 12-hour days of pool. So it's something that players need to mentally and physically prepare to play those like long stretches. But if it's like only the one or two occasions, you might not get used to it or whatever. But I noticed that the ACT team that I took over to the Nationals at Chalkers, we faded a little bit in the evening matches. So it's just something that I try and get these ACT players used to, because Victoria, South Australia like play these long frame tournaments like all the time. We don't really get much exposure to it.
It's because Canberra is such a small pool community. We're not like Victoria that have all these big money matches of like the big guns and the Albury Open and stuff like that. Where you get a lot of the big name players. Like here, we're just a small neck type community of like pretty much it's like a pool. We're like a pool family in a sense. Everybody knows everyone. We're not like Victoria that has all the big matches and stuff like that. Same as like New South Wales and Queensland and South Australia and WA and all that, where it's a bigger. Where 8 ball over there is a lot bigger than it is here in the ACT.
Mm.
So I think it's more the fact that we're not that some players, I'm not saying all the ACT players or anything like that, can't go hours with playing pool and not fade out.
Yeah.
Like, because everybody's human, everybody does it. But like you were saying, like with Victoria and South Australia and that, where it is a lot bigger over there, they don't do it as much.
Mm.
Like there's players here in the ACT that I can vouch for that I've seen play pool for a very long time and not change the way they play. So it's not so much the fact that it's like a hard thing to talk about in that sort of sense. So
yeah,
it's just a bit different. So actually, back on topic, how do the Blackball ACT teams get picked for the Nationals next year?
Yeah, so basically I posted, I think 3 months before today's championship. So how they selected is if you represent Australia in the A teams, you automatically get a spot in the 2019 ACT state team. So 4 players have already made the 2019 team. So John Murphy, because he's going away for the Opens A in Bridlington, and then you got Ashley Smith, Vanessa Nelson and Sydney Blackmore, who have also made the Australian Ladies A team for the World Championships, and Moy today by winning the tournament. So it's basically the winners and runner-up of each category today will also make the ACT state team in that category. The rest of the players will be chosen based on performance in Season 2, percentage in Season 2 of the ACT Blackball Premier League in Season 2, but I also reserve the right to put anyone in the state team that's made the quarterfinals of the Open straw. So in other words, yes, Jacka, you do have a state shirt if you want it.
Sorry guys, I was just getting a little bit excited in the background. I've never made a state team or anything, so I'm just a little bit happy. As most people can probably tell by the giddiness of my voice right now.
If you're sitting at home, to be fair, Breton did very well to finish 3rd in a group that had a lot of quality players, including Edmund Chen, who only lost 2 frames, and even John Murphy, who's going to the World Championship for Blackball Pool, missed the cut for that group, and myself, of course, and Sydney, and a whole host of others. So it was a fairly tough group to get out of.
One of the actual finalists, Mick Norton, who made the Open Singles final, was in my group. Who only finished ahead of me by 2 frames. As Long said, I finished 3rd. It was a very tight. Like our group was very tight by the end of it. Like obviously Edmund was clear with 22 and 2. Then there was Mick ahead, I think, with 16 and 8. And it was a very tight net group. I've actually been playing really good pool lately. I've been queuing really well. I've been spending a lot of time practicing my queuing and stuff like that, and like my tactical side of pool, I've actually been focusing on pool so I can be better and compete with these elite players and stuff like that. Obviously, like Mick and Edmund and stuff like that. Eventually, one day I'll get to where they are. But yeah, lately I've been shooting some really good pool, and yesterday was obviously a clear indication of making the quarterfinals. Obviously, like in my group, I had some really tough players like Edmund Chen, Mick Norton, Brendan Smith, Phil Morton, Cindy Blackmore, Ron Farmer, John Murphy. So I had no slouches really in my group. So it was a good chance to.
Oh, Mick's just hitting himself behind.
So sorry, back on topic. We'll stop talking about me and my pool, and we'll talk about the game at hand. And yeah, Mick just played an odd shot there. I didn't expect him to screw back so much, but
maybe he can swerve around this particular ball. I think the match speaks for itself, but like I said, I think very early in the telecast, and I think a couple of occasions, I'm really surprised, really surprised, and not only because you were my former teammate, but I'm really surprised that you're the only player from the former Guns team that hasn't found a first or second division side, which is a bit of a shocker for the ACT, really.
Oh well, like, you know,
because you do deserve to.
See, some teams are full, so teams are full. Like, I've put it out there to captains and put it out on the Activa website that I am looking for a team. So if any captains need a player for next season, I'm available. But yeah, like, it is a bit of a shame. I thought I would have got picked up by some teams, like our team at least anyway. But not much you can do. I guess I just got to focus on my pool game, and hopefully someone does pick me up eventually.
Because there's not much difference between you and JL Bento, by my reckoning. No disrespect to JL, but your game and his game are fairly similar. But I notice a lot of teams were chasing him, whereas you haven't got much feedback from captains, which is rather disappointing. Like I said, highly recommended by me, because like in a few seasons, it's just your hunger and dedication to the game, which I think will grow to the next level. Only criticism I have is you probably need to slow down a little bit at the table, and that's pretty much it.
I think everybody has that criticism about me, that I fly around the table too much. I have been quoted as a junior Ronnie Sullivan by a fair few players that have called me Ronnie O'Sullivan Jr., because Ronnie, as most people would know who Ronnie O'Sullivan is, he flies around the table quicker than the speed of light. So yeah, I have been told a few times that I run around the table like Ronnie O'Sullivan really quickly. So, but that's just the way I've always played. So it works for me. That's like everybody has their way of the way they play pool and the way they shoot in their sort of stuff. Everybody plays the game differently. That's just how I've always played the game, being just running around the table. That's how I got to where I am today. Like from when I first started, if I played against any of these elite players now in ACT, I would have got beat like 11-0. See, now I'm actually up there where I can kind of compete against them, but I'm still not at their level yet where I can beat them.
I know Matt Dunn normally tunes into a lot of the ACT 8-Ball live feeds. If you're listening, Matt, your team just got promoted from 4th Division to go into 3rd Division as champions of Div 4. If this fellow hasn't been picked up by any team, definitely be good on your particular side, because your team can actually go up to 2nd Division with a handy player. But just my thoughts and insights. But back to this match, I think Sithu is very much back in control of his frame now. Lots of lollipops around the middle pockets. Yeah. Nice shot there. Just needs to run it through and then take the yellow to the top left. Yeah, good angle to hold as well. Well done, Sithu. So 3-2 up. Those Avengers uniform look fantastic. Like, so even if I created a new team or whatever, I would have probably kept those uniforms. just for a team, or maybe I just like trademark it for another team in the future.
There you go, Long. You could promote the Avengers again and start your own Avengers team.
No.
And you could actually give your team name like Iron Man and Thor and all them names, and you could be the actual.
That's why in 8-Ball Freeze we are the Dawn of Justice, because it's myself, Nashima, Robert Bywater, and Emily Fitzgerald, and they're all new players. So I said, just going to call ourselves the Dawn of Justice, because I'm going to wear the Superman shirt. Probably Robert will get the Batman shirt, and Nashima maybe will do the Flash, and Emily can do the Wonder Woman, so then we're kind of like heroes. Pretty much similar to the Avengers theme, but we already thought of a name for our new 8-Ball side, which is going down to 50th next season to play with friends, and it's called the Plastered Pocket Ruse, because Murph's Plastering kind of like sponsors us, and we're playing at the Ruse Club, and then I'm always like plastered anyway, so it's kind of like suits us.
We know you're always plastered, Long. What happened to retirement after Big Guns?
Look, at the time, I felt like stepping away from the game. I wasn't enjoying it as much. There was a lot going on at that stage, and I thought it was a good time to step away. Admittedly, people would have picked up I've been playing tournaments again, so it's kind of, I'm probably back playing. I probably never left, actually. But it was just my mindset at the time that Big Guns was going to be my last tournament, and I was going to give it away and just do Skeleton full time. But Skeleton's been a little bit slow. Just been training by myself, so I haven't really gone anywhere. Going to Sochi in June is probably the first time I'm going to hit the Skeleton track proper. So we'll see how it goes with that. It's just that I don't want to say it publicly on air, but I am 41, and there's concerns about my physicality to be able to compete at the world level, shall we say. So I got to...
At pool or at Skeletoning?
No, at Skeleton. So I got to disprove the doubters wrong first before being able to race.
Are you disproving them, or do you need to disprove yourself?
No, disproving
to make sure
them.
that...
Disproving them. I know I can do it.
Skeleton sounds like a very dangerous sport.
Yeah, but it gets the juices flowing. I don't know if anyone's done it before, but...
I don't think anyone would do skeleton. It's a deathly sport. People die from it. I personally wouldn't want to do it. From some of the videos that I've seen on YouTube of it, I personally wouldn't want to do it myself.
Yeah, so I sent my bio down, and then people noticed my birth date and expressed grave concerns that a 41-year-old would want to be doing that kind of sport. So like I said, I just got to disprove people wrong, and going to Sochi's and race, and basically getting myself on that track for a practice run will disprove a lot of people, I think, with the time and the aim. Because like I said, there's no occupation health and safety, or let's rephrase, Europe's a lot more lax in terms of letting people try stuff without having to sign like a million waivers and things like that.
So back to the match at hand. Since we've been we haven't really been focusing on the match. Looks like Mick's in a good position here, and that's a good pot. It's a very, very good pot. It looks like Mick's in a good position here to pot out and win the frame to take it back to 3-3. So
yeah, all the balls are open like that. So as a bit of an expert, Curious should be able to finish it from here.
I have noticed a fair few mistakes in Mick's last few frames, even the last few frames against Mongrel in the semi-finals. I noticed that he hasn't been queuing as well as I've seen Mick queue. I think he's just a little bit tired. He has played a lot of frames of pool today. Like, he has played he's playing the seniors final now, and he's still got to play the Opens final against Kenny after this match. So that's a bit. So he has played a lot of frames of pool today, and I have noticed a couple of little differences in the way he's playing. So we'll just see if he can hold out in the long haul to win this one and win the Open Singles final. So that's 3-3. Takes it back to evens, juice, how people want to call it.
Massive break from Mick, but I don't think he got a ball.
No, I don't think he did put a ball off the break, but so it's not too bad here. Like, I'd honestly say reds are probably the better colour to take. Well, they're both about even in a sense, because you got that one tied up. Really, the only two that are going to create an issue for you is the two that are next to each other, just on the left of the centre pocket.
Yeah.
The ones on the bottom right are fine, because that red passes every other day of the week past that yellow.
Just
then
this one. Yeah.
it's just the two that are tied up next to each other and near the centre pocket are going to be the two. They're going to be your two.
So if you're watching on replay, or whatever the case may be, we got the Kings Cup coming up in a couple of weeks' time. So hopefully, if
in 2 weekends' time, which is going to be it's probably one of the biggest ACT events we have.
Yeah. Well, it's our major, our pool major, basically.
Yeah, it is. It's like Victoria's big guns, just not as big.
It'd be awesome to see.
It's such a great initiative that we have that Barry King started. I believe this is its fourth year now.
Fourth year coming up.
Yeah, it's such a great event that Barry King started 4 years ago. It only started out with just
32 maybe.
Yeah, 32 just local ACT players now. It's expanded to having some of the best names in Australia come up and playing it, like Rusty Wheeler and Justin Sage and Steve Woods, and I believe this year there's a few Victorians coming up to play in it.
Yeah, I think Tam's coming up as well. Jamo was here last year. I think he'll come back up for it. So that's Steve Jamison, who's on fire recently, finishing runner-up at Albury and also runner-up at the Anzac tournament. So hopefully Jake McCartney will show his face to Canberra, because he's certainly been eyeing the tournament for quite some time, but didn't make it last year because of a back injury. So maybe he'll get himself up. But yeah, hopefully we'll get the numbers up to about 100, 120 and stuff, because the last few years it's been, I think, stuck under around about 90 or something like that. And once again, our good friend Matt Harmon, who's the tournament director for Activa, runs that event with assistance from Josh King and others, so definitely worthwhile.
It's such an amazing event to get around, especially this year. It's going to be tough with not having Barry here to run the comp.
And most of us just spoke with him on the presentation night and came so soon. But yeah, it will be tough this year.
It's going to be a tough year for Kings Cup, not having Barry around. But yeah, it's a great event. If some people are watching from New South Wales or Victoria or anything, come down. That's a good event. Good 4 days worth of pool.
So I notice you've challenged Hoko to money match.
Yes, I have. It'll be my first money match since I played Mick and almost beat Mick Norton. He just got me 11-10 in our last money match at Kings Cup last year. So yes, it'll be a good match.
And that's the point I make again, that most people don't understand your talent. It's kind of like there just to be edged and enhanced. So, really, like I said, I honestly shake my head that no, captains have actually contacted you about a spot. But anyway, it's their loss, not yours. Just keep training and playing. But how well do you think you'll go against Hoko?
Oh, I reckon I got a fairly good chance if I keep queuing as good as I'm queuing at the moment. I reckon I'll be able to get him. I'm shooting pretty well at the moment. I'm seeing the ball really well. My queuing action's good. My white ball placement's good. My snookering's good. So as long as I can keep that up and have a little bit of practice in the next week and a half before King's Cup, I should be able to get him.
Now, I did offer Cam Lawless, who challenged me at Big Guns, a return match if he came up to the ACT. I haven't heard back from him, but I think table was fairly full on the Friday night, but able to play him on the Saturday if he wants to. He's going to fine cut this back to the bottom right, is he?
Yep. Even if he doesn't miss it, he jaws it and leaves it sitting there. So
yeah. If you guys are wondering why we kind of like diverging away from this particular match, it's the two players on screen. I'll just rewatch this match probably in silence and pick out their mistakes and things anyway. So it's good to share other pool related things that's going on from time to time. Good snooker there from Mick Norton.
Nah. I'm saying it was a pretty good snooker, was it?
But it's easy to get out of.
Yeah. Oh, I wouldn't say so much.
High probability of being able to get out of it.
Yeah, it's an easier snooker to get out of than some snookers. But so the only thing is, if you don't hit it right, and you can actually get on the inside of the middle pocket. Yeah, so it's
no, just missed it.
See, with the free shot now, I take it Mick will most likely he'll pot that red with his yellow and leave his yellow over the pocket.
That's one aspect I do love about blackball pools. When you get the free hit, you can clear pockets.
The only rule I don't like about blackball is you're not allowed to intentionally foul. That's the only rule I don't like, because if you're left in a snooker and you've got no other chance to get out without hitting their ball, that's the only rule I don't like, is that you're not allowed to intentionally foul.
That's because you don't often play snookers, Brendan, and you get full value for snookers that you lay on your opponent. Because they can't just like soft tap behind your ball, if you know what I mean.
I play snookers, not very many, but that's the only rule I don't like. Like, is you can't intentionally foul. So like if you're left snookered, like if your opponent leaves you snookered, you can't intentionally foul. You have to go for your ball.
Yeah. So you get full value for snookers that you lay on correctly. I must admit, going to Nations Cup last year, the first end I played fairly well, and then by the back end, the second half, people realised I didn't snooker much and couldn't get out of snookers, so they just killed me with snookers galore. So that's one aspect of the game I need to work on, which is basically getting out of snookers. Haven't spent much time on the table either, so need to get back to the training room. Looks like another free hit there for Mick.
Yep. It is. I believe he'll pot out. He'll pot out from here.
Yes, it's working. Yeah, he's playing the black into a better position.
I don't know. The black was there. I thought he would have got that dead ball off the rail first, but each to their own. Everybody has their own way of playing. So.
I'm not sure if he's got his food yet. I forgot Mick hasn't actually eaten since like 10 o'clock in the morning.
Oh no, he's got his food. He's munging away on it while playing. So, I back Mick here to pot out. He'll take this one into the middle. Oh, no, he won't. Yeah, he'll take this one into the middle, then he'll take the one to the top right pocket with a bit of top spin on it to roll. Oh, he almost overplayed it. So he'll just put some top on this and roll the white down to the bottom rail and
play the cannon, you reckon?
Yeah. You'd be silly not to play the cannon here, because you pot your other ball, so it leaves you straight on, and all you got to do is just a little bit of slide on it, come straight back out for the black in the centre.
Yeah.
It's as easy as 1, 2, and 3.
3, yep.
So 4-3 to Mick Norton, who showed some really good shots in that last frame. Were really good snooker, and two really good snookers to get two free balls or free hits or whatever they're called, free shots to
4-3. Sorry, I just screamed into the mic. I realised, just players confirming what the score was. We've kept it fairly accurate and up to date, so it is 4-3, I believe.
Yeah.
So Brenton, next year the Nationals are at Bar 8 in Melbourne. I think last year from the ACT State Championships, I think a few players decided not to go to Chalkers this year, and we had a massive effort at Chalkers, so I don't know if you starting to plan or whatever. It's going to be around late February, early March next year.
Oh yeah, I'll be going. If I get picked for the ACT team, I'll be going.
All right, awesome.
It's a bit closer than going all the way to Adelaide. Adelaide was a bit further, and I just couldn't get the time off work. So this year I'll make sure, or next year when the ACT Nationals go down, I'll make sure that I put in enough notice to work. So I'll be keen to go. It'll be a good experience for me to go down and actually finally say to my friends that I made an ACT team in something. I get to represent my state.
It's fairly good. Like the competition there was fairly high. I think, to be fair to the ACT squads this time around, I think I did ask a lot of players to practice before we went, and I don't know how many time they put into learning the blackball rules, but the Opens team didn't do as well as I thought they would. We did have one team. Jason Tanaskovic, Brent Noble, and Mick actually, that I thought would make it a real deep run into the tournament, and then they were out in the first round of the finals. So, and even Brent Hampton and Brendan Smith and Phil Morton, I thought would have went far. And so, it just goes to show you can't take anything for granted. That if you go to the Nationals, you have to practice hard and put in time in to learn the rules, because there were a few of them that lost frames because they weren't aware of the intricacies of blackball pool.
Yeah, there's a couple of rules that I'm still not sure on. So those are going to be the ones I'll have to learn before Nationals. There's still two rules that there's only one rule that I'm not 100% sure on, but I think I've had it clarified up today that you can actually hit your ball first and then pot the opponent's ball on a free shot.
Yep, you give away.
Oh no, on a free shot.
Ah, right.
I thought you had to hit the ball. I didn't know that you could actually hit your ball into their ball. Now I know the rule of.
You can hit any ball, basically on the free hit.
Yeah, but I thought to pot your opponent's ball, you had to hit your opponent's ball first and not hit your ball, because then it takes away the free hit hitting your ball.
Oh, right, yeah, I see what you mean. So that's a skill shot.
Oh, sit into the skill shot. First skill shot of the day, I believe.
And nothing against the blackball rule creators, because I play it and I love the game.
But I don't like them.
The only name that I disapprove of is the skill shot, because the majority of the time that the skill shot gets played, it's a lucky shot. I know 50% of the people do aim for potting in like their own ball and their opponent's ball, but a lot of the times that you do see it happen by mistake or unintentionally. So it'd be if I had to change something about the rule set, I'll probably rename that to something else more appropriate.
Called El Loco. I'd call it. Because if you did it in any other cue sports, it'd be a foul. Like even in 8-ball, it's a foul if you do that. So I guess that's what makes it different in with this in to 8-ball. I guess like you got, so technically like in this, if you foul, you get 2 shots in a sense, because you get your free shot plus a shot. So, but see, it's just different
So everyone knows I love the game to death, but that doesn't mean that you can't pick out things to improve and change about the games. So the two things that do frustrate me about this game that I love and play and promote is that particular is the lagging to start every frame. So I'm not particularly a fan of. I do it because it has to be done. And then the thing about the moving the cue ball on behind the bulk with the ferrule of your cue.
Yeah, that's the rule. That's the rule that shouldn't exist in any other cue sport. It's no foul, no nothing. So why should Blackball make it more technical and for?
Because it doesn't add or contribute anything to the game. But anyway, I'll stop griping there. No doubt, as the committee member on the Australian Blackball, I'll probably get a notice about
yeah, dissing the game on national on live television, double stream.
Although I did say before I joined the committee, I am a fairly controversial character who drives change and voice my opinions. Though to be fair on that respect. So I see you're coming back for season 2 of the Blackball Premier League as well.
Yes, I am. I'm looking forward to it. Hopefully I can play better than I did in season 1.
Season 1 was rather interesting because I teamed up with Murph, and I have to say, me and Murph just didn't click or gel at all last season as a combo. Okay, it's gone for the roll through, so fine cut to the middle right.
It's not really a fine cut, it's just a little push through the wire. Now this is the one that he's got to land.
Oh, it's gone to huge miss. Did he miscue that one? I didn't see.
Oh, I think Mick's just getting tired. Of Paul. Yeah, I think that was a bit of a miscue there by Mick.
Well, it's going to be rather funny because the final of the Opens is between Mick Norton and Kenny Nicol. I jokingly put on the promotional poster, I think it's the fifth or sixth time they've played a money match streamed by ACT Blackball Live, and then put in the promotional poster sponsored by the Never Ending Story. And so here in the Opens final again, it's Mick Norton versus Kenny Nicol. I
think Mick just finally wants to beat Kenny for once, because the last few times I think Kenny's got Mick, so I think Mick just wants to beat Kenny, just to have the bit of a bragging right over him.
Well, not on this current form. No, just kidding, folks. Sithu's a little bit cross with that miss, because look how perfectly he landed on the black there. How he potted that. But like you were saying earlier, there's been a lot of shots where the players that play for position missed the pot.
Yeah, it has been a little bit of the factor today. So not much you can really do when you miss, but just play your next shot and just play the next frame. If you lose it, and just forget about it. Don't dwell on it, because it can make you play even worse. So if you dwell on the shots too much.
All right, defensively, where are you going here?
Not much you can really. You got to try to promote. The This is a bit of a different shot. Oh, I see what he's. So you got to try to promote your ball out at the same time. Like they're hard shots because they've got one set over the pocket. Nick's got this one left up the table, so it doesn't really matter as long as if you leave him anywhere, unless you pull out some like big massive snooker. But with a shot like that, it's hard to leave it anywhere, because
So you're going to go for a double here? Yeah.
No, I think he'll go for the snooker.
Yeah. Nice, gentle touch there.
Have a real go. Just stirring up Mick in the background over here. So that was a very nice little cheeky snooker there by Mick.
I was just about to ask you how that new guy Brian Watts went, but then I realised you were in my group yesterday, so you can't really assess him either.
Yeah, from what I've seen of Brian, like I've seen him play a few times in 8-ball threes, and watching a few of his games yesterday. He's got the natural talent. He's got the natural talent there of a Q Sports player. He just needs to sort of assess the table just a little bit more. I noticed yesterday that he wasn't assessing the table that a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just different to see. Like I said earlier, everybody plays their own style of pool. So like I run around the table like a child on Christmas.
Yeah, because he's also a relatively new player looking for a team with not much interest at the moment. So,
but I think it's not that. I just think a lot of the teams are full. So like you just got to think like all the teams have had players there for years and years, so they're not. It's a bit different looking for so much a new player. That's a big black. It's a big black there by Mick.
So Mick's on the hill.
Oh, he is on the hill.
Well, the strange thing was last season there was a few teams that struggled to field full teams, and they were like playing with 5 players and stuff like that. Not sure if they were return or whatever. And you know me, I rarely let a team play with 5 players. I always use every single bylaw and rule book to make a team of 6.
We played with a couple of times with 5 players this year.
Oh, no, we had 6 with fill-ins though. Oh, it's a massive break, but nothing went down. Which would you go? Yellows look good.
They're both really good. The only two that you're going to have an issue with is the two next to the black.
Yeah, and he's sizing it up.
But if that red goes on that inside of the black, you choose red. Only because the fact is you've got to. For the one that's on the left hand side of the black, you've got to. It only really goes to the middle. So, but the only thing is like. Yellows, you've only got a yellow. Oh. So you've got the yellow to the middle, but...
Should I message Kenny to get him back to the venue? Probably should, eh? Oh, at least I'll let him know what the score is.
It's a tough choice here to what you pick, because if you go red and you miss, your opponent will run you out because their balls are all on. So
did he leave his phone here? Because I just messaged and I heard a ding.
No, it's on his tablet. He logged into Facebook on his tablet as well.
Ah, right.
So
cool. That explains it. Was he trying for a skill shot then, or was he coming around? So when we played in Europe, a lot of the UK players, the English, Irish, whatever, were particularly good at setting the balls over the middle of the pocket, because if you had one that was blocking the corner, they'll get the angle where they pot the one in the middle, run the cue ball down to get yours out.
See, that was a bit of a different sort of shot there, but you had to, because the red was so far past the pocket, like it was a bit closer to the pocket. You could just cut it in and put sort of right hand side on just to run it down the rail. But since it was so far, not so far out, but since it was a little bit more out, it's a bit harder because if you don't get the pot and you pop the yellow, it's a free shot. That's a bit.
Don't think you can see that one there.
No, you can't. He's snooked behind the yellow. Now this is the big shot. Now I'd be
face cut double. my favourite shot.
He can,
Waist
yeah, but
cutter.
he can't do the dang man factor. So if this was long shooting, it'd go in, and he'd land perfect for his next ball.
Oh, his face cut the cue.
First cut of the wrong ball long.
Yesterday I was laughing because the only way I was winning matches was actually finishing on those kinds of doubles.
That he was fluking.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say fluking so much, but
Oh, I had the degree of luck, I guess, on those kinds of situations.
that's a big shot there by Mick.
Yeah,
I'd back Mick here to pot out now.
Yeah, because he's also killed that red on the rail. Very good use of the free hit. If you're watching, that's how it's done.
So, yeah,
It's just formality here, unless there's a mistake.
Oh, I don't think Mick will make a mistake from here. Just do a bit of bottom left hand screw, bottom left screw. Yep, just to screw up the table. Ooh. I don't think he wanted to be on the rail, and then he's gonna have to put top right on it to come.
Yeah.
Oh, he's gonna leave himself along black.
Well done to Mick, our 2018 ACT Seniors Champion of
That's the wrong one.
Blackball.
3.
So congratulations to him. So he's won one state title. He's due to play Kenny Nicol in the Opens next. We're just going to shut off the stream and then come back when Kenny Nicol's return to the venue. So bear with us. It could be like 10, 15, maybe 20 minutes, depending on how quickly Kenny gets back. So thank you for tuning in. I'll put up the stream of the next match up on ACT 8 Ball Live. So thank you for tuning in.